I'm Natish Basono at the Jack Layton Ferry Terminal, where, as you can see behind me, it's pretty quiet. In fact, it's been like this for a few months now. That's because Toronto Island has been shut down from the public, but that's soon about to change. Ferry service resumes on Monday as parts of Toronto Island and Centerville are set to reopen. It's a much-awaited opening for the city, but also for the businesses impacted by the lack of visitors. In fact, this opening for them, well, it's about time.
It's been tough. I've had to find other work, doing Uber and such, and I was really excited. This was my dream job. I didn't think about doing anything else this summer, and so for it to be the first year doing it and it being flooded, it was extremely disappointing.
Captain Paul Dawson is just one of the many who are hoping for smooth sailing now that parts of Toronto Island and Centerville will reopen. He says the water taxi businesses have barely managed to stay afloat.
This year we've had to do other things like tours, Skyline tours. We were doing ducky tours when the rubber duck was here. And yeah, it's been completely different. Before that wasn't part of our business model. So, you know, we've had to adjust.
Dawson's not the only one hoping tides will turn come Monday. The Island Cafe on Ward's Island has had a slow summer, and they're hoping to make up for lost dollars.
It's been a rough year, but yeah, we think that because of this excitement of the island opening and people excited to come back over, when you miss something, you miss it so much when it's gone. And now that it's opening, we think there's going to be extra rushes of people coming over to enjoy the island.
Access to the island has been limited since May due to unprecedented flooding, the likes of which we haven't seen since the 1970s. The damage was so extensive that by the end of May, over 45,000 sandbags, 1,000 meter bags, and 27 industrial pumps had been deployed by city and TRCA staff to protect residents and assets on the island. Yeah. Dean Ristic, who lives on the island, says he's never seen a summer without tourists until this year. And while he says it's a quiet and peaceful change, it's about time people come back to enjoy the island.
Not everybody can afford a cottage up north, so this is the next best thing.
According to a report by the city's general manager of Parks, Forestry and Recreation, the flooding on the island will cost the city about $4.88 million by the end of this month. That's just in lost ferry revenue and permit cancellations. And had the island remained closed through the end of August, that would result in an additional loss of $2.23 million, something the city will now avoid. Now, Mayor John Tory will be here tomorrow morning to officially declare the Toronto Island reopen. As you can see here, we have the barricades in place. They're expecting a pretty big crowd. As for the ferry, well, the first one leaves for Centerville at 8 a.m. rather. And as for water taxis, I'm told they'll have extra boats out on the water for the waves of visitors heading to Toronto Island tomorrow.